Hey there, folks. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast, Deliverability Dialogues. You know how we're always talking about ways to boost your email game?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today, we're diving deep into a tool that can seriously level up your sender reputation.
Okay.
BIMI.
BIMI?
Have you heard of this?
I have heard of BIMI. It's one of those things that might sound technical at first, but trust me, once you see how BIMI works and the impact it can have, you'll be adding it to your email toolkit ASAP.
Okay. I'm intrigued. I've heard it mentioned, but to be honest, I'm a little fuzzy on the details.
Okay.
What is it exactly and why all the hype?
So BIMI stands for Brand Indicators for Message Identification.
Okay.
In the simplest terms, it's a way for brands to display their logos in the inbox next to their emails.
Oh.
Think of it as a visual stamp of authenticity.
Okay, I get the visual part, kind of like a mini billboard for your brand right in the inbox. Yeah. But what about the authenticity part?
Yeah.
How does BIMI actually make my emails more trustworthy?
That's where the technical magic happens. BIMI relies on something called a Verified Mark Certificate, or VMC.
Okay.
It used to be that you needed a VMC, but now they're transitioning to Common Mark Certificates, or CMCs.
VMCs.
Which are less restrictive and should encourage wider adoption.
Got it.
Essentially, this certificate proves to email providers that you are who you say you are.
Okay.
And that you own the logo you want to display.
So it's not as simple as just uploading any image and calling it a day.
Definitely not. There's a verification process to go through with the certificate authority.
Right.
And BIMI builds on top of existing email authentication protocols like DMRC, SPF, and
Yeah, we've talked about all those.
Yes, we have.
In previous episodes.
All of these work together to create a robust security framework.
Okay. Starting to see why this is more than just a pretty logo.
Right.
So for someone sending emails, why should I care about BIMI?
Right.
That's the big deal.
Well, think about it from your own perspective as an email recipient. You get an email that looks like it's from your bank, but there's no logo, and the sender address looks a little sketchy. What do?
Honestly. Probably delete it, especially with all the phishing scams going around these days.
Exactly. BIMI provides that visual reassurance that makes recipients more likely to open and engage with your emails. It builds trust and makes your brand stand out. Studies have shown that BIMI can increase open rates by as much as 10%.
Wow.
And some brands have even reported a reduction in phishing attacks.
Really?
Targeting their customers.
Now that's what I call a win-win.
Yeah.
You're telling me it helps with deliverability, builds trust, and protects against scams. I'm sold.
It does all that.
But how do we actually get BIMI set up?
The good news is that the process is surprisingly straightforward.
Okay.
The first step is getting your logo in the right format, which is SVG.
SVG.
Or Scalable Vector Graphics.
Okay.
This ensures your logo looks sharp no matter what device it's viewed on.
Makes sense. So once I have my fancy SVG logo, what's next?
Then you'll need to access your DNS provider.
Okay.
Which is where you manage all your domain settings.
Mm-hmm.
Most providers have a section specifically for adding TXT records.
Okay.
This is where you'll input your BIMI information, including the location of your logo.
Right.
Using a secure HTTPS URL, of course.
Okay. DNS records. I've definitely encountered those before.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit technical, but manageable.
It might seem intimidating, but most DNS providers have step-by-step guides or even video tutorials to walk you through the process. And once you've added your BIMI record, there are free tools online where you can test and make sure everything is working correctly.
Testing, always a good idea. So to recap, BIMI is about more than just making our emails look pretty.
Yes.
It's a way to enhance security, boost trust, and potentially even improve our deliverability rates.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And even if you're not ready to implement BIMI just yet, start paying attention to those logos you see in your own inbox. It's a sign that the sender is serious about their reputation and your security.
Great point. I'll definitely be looking out for those logos from now on. Thanks for joining us for this BIMI deep dive. Hopefully everyone listening feels empowered to explore this powerful tool and see how it can take their email strategy to the next level.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
Bye.